This for you, Cal. Cal is live and Rocko's by his side. Cal is live and Rocko's by his side. There's a guy named Dave. No, wait a minute now. Dave's not here anymore. What's that cat's name? Oh, Pete. Pete. It's a guy named Pete. He's in peril. There's a guy named Pete. He's in trouble. There's a guy driving a cab. It kind of looks like Brant. What Brant said. He used to be a cab driver, apparently. Said he got stories that he can't tell us. I could tell you, but I had to kill you, you know what I'm saying? Cal is live and Rocko's by his side. Cal is live and Rocko's by his side. Got Egos and Legos and everything in between. What's the deal with the sharks, man? Why is there like a shark infestation? Infestation is the word of the day. Infestation. Because if you see a shark, what you know is Cal is live and Rocko's by his side. Cal is live and Rocko's by his side. Got Legos and Egos and everything in between. Man, we seen it all out here. Thanks, Cal, man. You do a great job. Thanks for making Saturday mornings fun, man. You guys remember when it used to be like Captain Crunch in the morning? I think that's the song. Captain Crunch in the morning, up from Santa. No, that ain't a song. So come on in, friends, and sit a spell. Come on in, friends. Hit like and hit that bell. Subscribe if you want to. You don't want to miss a thing. Let me tell you. Cal's a cool dude, man. Nice hack collection. For a left-handed guitar player, he alright, man. And Rocko, well, we all know Rocko steals the show every week. You go, Rocko. What's up, baby? Cal and Rocko are going live. Change it up. Didn't expect that, did you? Cal and Rocko by the side. Got Egos and Legos and everything in between. Thanks, Cal and Rocko Cal, for making Saturday clean. Rock on with your best selves, Jack. Yeah, baby. Yeah.
Hey everybody, how you doing? Good to see all of you. Right now, J-Man is doing his giveaway. Unfortunately, his noon time is 11 o'clock here, and considering I scheduled it, I can't really say I'm away watching J-Man's giveaway. So I have to soldier on. Okay. So we're gonna start with a Goober hot rod build. It's time for another super fast build, and notice I even had the audacity to put up a stopwatch. What a mistake that was. Anyway, go ahead, watch this. You'll have a little bit of commentary coming up, and you'll see a really cool hot rod being put together at the very end. Well, okay, you won't be seeing it being put together, but that's another story. Hey there, it's time for another Lego build. This time, it's a Lego Technique build for Goober's Hot Rod. Now, in this case, it was only $5 at the local Dollarama, so I figured, okay, why not? The other thing was, I looked and it said it was only 83 pieces, and I figured, hey, at 83 pieces, even I can do this. But it turned out to be another case of great big fingers, little tiny pieces. So, this took a lot longer than I expected, and it was way more frustrating than I expected. But in the end, I did get the job done, although a lot of the detail work was done without the camera on because there was just way too much cursing going on, and you know, that kind of thing won't work on a Saturday morning show. Okay, so have a look, see what happens, and see the results. It looks pretty cool. Goober's got himself a cool ride in the end. And here we go. This is it live. Now the cool thing about Technic is that when you turn the back wheels, you can see the pistons moving. But it's even more interesting underneath because all the stuff underneath moves as well. That took me quite a while just to get that done. There you go. Okay. So that's Goober's Hot Rod build. And because we've gotten to the 11 past the hour, it's time for an ad. Brick Beer. When you want a beer as big as you. Brick Beer. And also because Ted mentioned sharks, and he did mention sharks, there's a shark ad. Has this ever happened to you? Injuries happen all the time, but most times they're not your fault. So if you have an injury that's not your fault, call us, Sharky, the lawyers. Remember, we win or you get eaten. Thank you for your attention. And there you have it. When you have personal injuries, get in touch with the sharks. They win or they'll eat you. Okay, there is not going to be a new Peter Perilous this week, so I am going to repeat this one. Hey there. Okay, we're back, and now we have another little ad because that's what happens. Hey, you, Lego my ego. And now we're gonna head straight up to Cabman Episode 2. Here we go. I'm gonna own this town and everybody in it. Join me and be rich. Tired of being poor. I'll join you today. Now I finally destroy your business, Stash. See you now, Catman, making lots of money for me. Really gotta cut down on smoking. I'm melting. What a world. What was that? Oh, just another bad dream.
Meanwhile, on the other side of town.
And in the 8 car, here's that up-and-comer, Cameron Mansfield. Not that dream again. Not again. And this week's episode is brought to you by Ted Talks Guitars and Life, the Big Slurp. Okay, now we are going to go straight into Brandy's song called Snake Eyes. And now, a song after my own heart. Here is Snake Eyes with Brandy. Alrighty, we've already reached 23 past the hour. Pretty good. Okay, and now it's time to talk about another one of my favorite albums. Here we go. Hey there, time to talk about one of my favorite albums yet again. And this time, it dates back to March of 1972. Yes, it's 54 years old, so it's old enough to vote 3 times over. That's right, it's Deep Purple Machine Head. Now, according to the liner notes, it tells me right here in black and white, and I'm not kidding, it is in black and white, tells me right here that 2 out of 3 hard rock fans agree that heavy metal was born in March of 1972 with the release of Deep Purple's Machine Head. So there it is in black and white. How can I refute that? Now, I would have to say that there are a couple of heavy songs on it, but I sort of have to say that Maybe I'm a Leo is the second song on the album, and that's a heavy blues tune. Pictures of Home has like lots of heavy elements to it, but not really. It's what I'd call keyboard driven. Never Before, same thing, keyboard driven song, excellent. When you get down to Smoke on the Water, which is the 5th song on the album, and it's all about their experience at Montreux, and also having to use the Rolling Stones mobile unit to record after the place got burned down. And now, Smoke on the Water was really a heavy tune, and it's also like iconic in that it was a song back in '72 that caused many young guitarists to say, yeah, I can play that. And they did it wrong, but it didn't matter because it really got them to pick up the guitar and gave them their love of the instrument. Now, my favorite song on the album is a jazz number that people don't really call jazz, but to me, sorry, Lazy's just an amazing jazz piece. The one thing I'll notice though, or the one thing you'll notice throughout the album, there are 7 songs and it's 38 minutes of glory. These guys they were exceptionally tight, and I've got to speak to who it was that was on the album. We had the incredible Roger Glover playing bass, and he gets to start the album on Highway Star with a heavy bass riff. Then we have John Lord and Ian Gillan and Richie Blackmore and Ian Pace. Now, all these players were pretty incredible. They were not only just incredible, they were incredibly tight. They did loads and loads of really good, tight changes. And when you look at their album, and it's their 8th album, again, it took them 8 tries to get huge and to get a really huge success. Like these days, if you have an album and it doesn't sell, well, the record company would drop you, or if you're publishing, you know, you're just not going to have too many sales. But Smoke on the Water really was breakthrough for them. So we're going to talk about how great a singer is Ian Gillan. And one of the reasons I want to talk about him is because after all these years, he can still bring it. And this is like 54 years later, and he can still bring it. I mean, that's incredible. He has quite the vocal range, and he's kept it working, just like a few others have, like the singer from Bad Company. And I'll try to remember his name, and if I don't, well, you know what I'll have to do is I'm gonna have to put it up on the screen. Okay, now the keyboardist John Lord was for this album, he was right on point. He was playing like basically the Hammond organ along with other keyboards, and you know, my word, what a player. And the way he worked with Richie Blackmore on Lazy is just incredible. And Richie Blackmore, the guitarist. Now, over the years, a lot of people have what have they word? They've used the disparaging words concerning Richie Blackmore. And you know something? If any one of these people could come up with an album or come up with some licks like Richie Blackmore did for this album, and if they can do that once in their lives, that would be pretty incredible. And he's done it for years, doing his own stuff later. But the other thing about it is, going back to this album 54 years ago, this was breakthrough, and it was also not just breakthrough, but it reached into so many different categories. I mean, like Maybe I'm a Leo is the second on the album, and that's a heavy blues tune. I mean, really heavy, and they're really tight about it. Pictures of Home is another great song. Never Before is sort of a love song. Smoke on the Water, of course, Lazy. And they end up with Space Truckin'. Now, Space Truckin' was just a fun ride. But, again, heavy bass, heavy drums, heavy guitar. The keyboard's great. They really blend it together, and with using Ian Gillian's voice, it all just blended together so well that it's no wonder that it's become an iconic album. And like I say, 38 minutes of glory, and it touches different genres. Is it heavy? Yes. Is it heavy metal? Less so these days, only because there was just so much else going on with this album. So there you have it. Another quick look at one of my favorite albums, this time Deep Purple Machine Head. And there you have it, me going on a little too long about Deep Purple's Machine Head. But you know, when Smoke on the Water is the first thing you learn on bass, you gotta talk about it. Okay, now we're gonna have a little bit of fun with Rocko Cat. This won't take too long, but keep an eye. Ever wish your cat could be more than your cat? Well, now you can do it with the new Transformers line of cat.
Not a real product and not sold in any stores.
You gotta love Rocko, especially when he's a Transformer. All right, time for another commercial. Welcome to the pie party, pal. Okay, we've reached the part of the segment where we are going to do Cabman 3. And away we go. Look, Barry, I can't make head nor tails of these plans, so until I can, you're not getting this briefcase full of money. You can't? You won't believe the guy who made this video. Sheesh. I'll take it. Hey Stash, did you see the S-car go? Never mind that. I have someone I'd like you to meet. Cabman, this is my niece, Nastasia. Nastasia? Cabman. Can you show her around town, Cabman? Sure thing. No problem. Let's go.
This is a nice place. How long have you worked for my uncle? And whose car is that? Well...
Back early? What's going on? Seems like we weren't copacetic. See you tomorrow, Stash. I'm off to do another shift.
Good. He finally left. Now this is more like it. This is so much fun, Guber.
Win again, Cabman. And there you have it. Cabman 3. Goober gets a hot rod. And he gets the girl too. Of course he said copacetic Ted. It's the word of the year. Alright, before we close out, we have one more little video. This is a special Lego Unnatural Scenes video that is made just for you. This is David Cattenborough, and welcome to another edition of Lego's Unnatural World. Today we're looking at the caterfly. This prepubescent caterfly is surrounding himself on this winter day with all kinds of material to keep him warm for his metamorphosis. A few months later, he emerges as a fully fledged adult caterfly, roaming about pollinating flowers and the like. This is David Cattenborough signing off. And there we have our live stream done for the day. We are going to finish with Ted singing the opening song. I'd like to thank everybody for showing up on this rainy day here in Montreal. And enjoy your weekend, everyone, and we'll see you next time. Take care, everybody.
This for you, Cal. Cal is live and Rocko's by his side. Cal is live and Rocko's by his side. There's a guy named Dave. No, wait a minute now. Dave's not here anymore. What's that cat's name? Oh, Pete. Pete. It's a guy named Pete. He's in peril. There's a guy named Pete. He's in trouble. There's a guy driving a cab. It kind of looks like Brant. What Brant said. He used to be a cab driver, apparently. Said he got stories that he can't tell us. I could tell you, but I had to kill you, know what I'm saying? Cal is live and Rocko's by his side. Cal is live and Rocko's by his side. Got Egos and Legos and everything in between. What's the deal with the sharks, man? Why is there like a shark infestation? Infestation is the word of the day. Infestation. Because if you see a shark, what you know is Cal is live and Rocko's by his side. Cal is live and Rocko's by his side. Got Legos and Egos and everything in between. Man, we seen it all out here. Thanks, Cal, man. You do a great job. Thanks for making Saturday mornings fun, man. You guys remember when it used to be like Captain Crunch in the morning? I think that's the song. Captain Crunch in the morning, up from Santa. No, that ain't a song. So come on in, friends, and sit a spell. Come on in, friends. Hit like and hit that bell. Subscribe if you want to. You don't want to miss a thing. Let me tell you. Cal's a cool dude, man. Nice hack collection. For a left-handed guitar player, he alright, man. And Rocko, well, we all know Rocko steals the show every week. You go, Rocko. What's up, baby? Cal and Rocko are going live. Change it up. Didn't expect that, did you? Cal and Rocko by the side, got Egos and Legos and everything in between. Thanks, Cal and Rocko Cal, for making Saturday clean. Rock on with your best selves, Jack.